welcome to a very special birthday edition of The Spotlight. I'm your host, Nick Candela.
And I'm Becca Friedman.
We've got a great show lined up for you. It is our 5th birthday. We are a whole hand old now. Can you believe it?
I can't. Two of my favorite things, Nick. Birthdays and the number 5.
The number 5 is your favorite number.
It's one of my favorite numbers. Yeah.
One of your favorite numbers. How many favorite numbers do you have?
2.
Why do you have... Never mind. Okay, so it is our 5th birthday, and we are super excited. We've done a lot of great things over the past year, including our brand new set.
Yep, we also love that. But there have been lots of big guests and stuff going on in the past year. I think we should check it out.
Yep, let's take a look.
I put it down on my wishes list. It was time to design and rebuild the perfect monster. I make it better. I'm on my way. I keep getting way out of the game. I told you that I was living on, never ever going back. I told you that, never ever going back. I deciphered the code. I'm rebuilding the perfect monster.
Andrew, thank you guys for coming on. Appreciate you taking
for
time
having
out. So, Corey, tell me a little bit about the inspiration behind Mint and Crate. Why did you guys decide to do something like this?
Andrew and I have been in the food business for a long time, and we've wanted to work together for a long time as well. We've known each other for probably about 7 or 8 years. He owns a toffee company, Dave's Sweet Tooth, so we wanted to work together with kind of helping Michigan food companies get into the marketplace and really like showcase their products.
Okay, and bring me through the brainstorming. You guys decided, let's get a bunch of Michigan products into a box and ship them out. How did that happen?
Well, there was a little bit of beer involved. One night we were hanging out.
Normally that's how things generally start.
Great ideas always start with beer. you know.
Right.
But we were hanging out one night. We were talking about, how we wanted to work together and talking about, how Corey had just gotten back from New York, and we were talking about how Michigan products are very regionalized. You go up to Traverse City, you find great products, Grand Rapids, Ann Arbor, but unless you go to these places, it's hard to find these unique products.
If you're looking for a cool place to grab a cup of coffee and see some local musicians, come right here to 12 Mile in Hoover. It's called The Dovetail, and I hear this is where all the cool people are hanging out.
Let's go take a look.
I usually say to people that the Dovetail is a place of inclusion. It's kind of like a community. It's kind of like trying to create like a destination, a place for people to feel comfortable no matter where they come from, no matter what walk of life people come from. They can come here and be accepted.
Imagine if you knew exactly what to say to someone, but you couldn't get the words to come out. This is a struggle that hundreds of children go through with a condition known as apraxia of speech. During Warren's birthday bash this year, over 400 people came together to raise awareness and money for the first annual Metro Detroit area Walk for Children with Apraxia of Speech. But the zoo really is something special because it's something that you go to when you're young, and then when you're older, it's just one of those things, it never loses its magic, in my opinion.
We really have a demographic sweet spot, which are families. And you're right, after those children grow older and then have their own children,
Right.
The moms and dads of the child originally taken to the zoo become grandparents, and they get to redo the whole experience again.
Exactly, it's a great place.
Yeah.
A woman told me once that she would like to kiss my lips after she had had one too many drinks. A fellow told me once he could manipulate my thoughts after he saw one too many shrinks. But much to their surprise, I did not oblige. People are sneaky with their eyes. shifting from left to right. The seat ain't so comfy once you sat in it too long, and the words ain't so catchy when you're the one who writes the songs. Ain't scared of no barking dog, ain't scared of no broken heart, ain't scared of nobody, no thing, no, I ain't gonna run. Ain't scared of no barking dog, ain't scared of no broken heart, ain't scared of no swinging fists. I promise this, so don't tell me how I live.
Again, rugby is a sport that people might not be familiar with. What is some of maybe the language? Obviously, you know, the scrum is the iconic image of the sport.
Right.
What are some of the other, you know, maybe, I don't want to say vocabulary, but some of the slang terms that you'll hear in a typical rugby match?
I would say a lot of those we probably can't say on your program right now.
Very true, very true.
You know, for instance, we don't go by yards or feet. Everything's in meters.
Okay.
How many meters is something? It's, you know, there's the 22-meter line, or, you know, midfield, which is on any sport, but the touch line, okay? The touch line would be out of bounds, okay? It's a try, not a touchdown, and then that zone is now the try zone, okay? We have calls for banger, okay?
Okay.
And banger calls are pretty much your big uglies running the ball and making a pile, okay? And then you have an assortment of different plays that you call, but, you know, in general, I mean, the sport's from England, so a lot of it's from that discourse. So, you know, you just kind of adapt it and get used to it. All right, you don't wear cleats, you wear boots, okay? Things like that. Your kit bag is what you bring your equipment in. It's not a duffel bag. So little nuances like that, but in general, it's pretty easy to pick up.
Today we're at Warren City Square for the Farmers Market. It's held every Sunday from 10 to 2. Let's go see what they have to offer.
Look at them now. The mountains are falling to the floor, and now they envy you more and more. You got them talking about you more and more. Look at me now. My flag's flying so high. They never thought that I could touch the sky. They never thought I'd spread my wings and fly. Look at me.
My favorite would probably be like the competitions and all the conventions. Like we just did Wild this
Wild
past
Dance
weekend.
Intensive, yes.
Okay, tell me a little bit about that. Who was the choreographer for that, and did you meet any interesting people?
We actually took from a bunch of different teachers and choreographers. There was Tokyo was there a day. I have no clue how to say his last name. Molly Gray and Jill Wallens. There was a bunch of different.
But some pretty big name choreographers that you guys get to
And that's what we really try to do at Broadway Dance Academy. I want these girls to take as many conventions and take from as many teachers as they can. I encourage it. Even if the studio's not going, I want them to go.
A recording of your favorite old love song. Keep that candle burning, honey, while you're gone. Call out your name in the middle of the night. Lost love and sorrow, I know it just ain't right. Since you've gone, girl, I ain't the same. And I say we belong, you say I'm insane. So I drink every night to dull the pain, and I only go out when it rains.
His son Alex, a cancer survivor, has started a project called Alex's Arcade, a chance for him to help other kids cope with cancer by providing children's hospitals with video games and gaming consoles. If you would like to help Alex with Alex's Arcade, visit GoFundMe.com facebook.com/Alex's Arcade and click on Donate. Good evening. Thanks, appreciate
So
it.
you're gonna go home and have some nightmares that maybe your dog, maybe Rocco's gonna turn into a spider.
All right,
Is
well-
that gonna happen now?
First of all, let me just say that I would react the exact same way as everybody else in that video acted.
I'm sure.
Now, as for Rocco, he's too cute. He could never, ever terrify me.
I don't know.
Fell in love with the common thing. You held on tight, it ain't no thing. Don't look now, coolest kid in town. You ain't gonna let her down. No, hey, gonna let her down. You won't Whoa, Carol, I'm so sad. Gave up hope when things went bad. Whoa, Carol, I'm so sad. Won't you come home just to please me?
춤춰봐, 지호 춤춰봐.
Welcome to Metro West. Our streets are such a mess. And yes, I must confess, you just might probably die. You think you've had it tough. Our streets are really rough. And I just can't stress enough, you just might probably die. You know that OCP are in charge of you and me. Based on past history, you just might probably die. Welcome to Detroit, our motor city. So fractured, so pretty. Detroit is our home. We've seen it all, and we are standing tall, man. Welcome to Detroit. Cool.
The musical is primarily based off of the first original RoboCop.
It is a musical parody of the first movie that runs 7 minutes less than the original movie.
Okay. So yeah, I figured it was just about 7 minutes too long.
Yeah.
So you guys are probably right on target.
Right.
So tell me a little bit about, obviously, not really the inspiration, because we know we've kind of already covered that, but why RoboCop the musical?
To me, the story of RoboCop is the story of Detroit, and I'll tell you why. In the movie RoboCop, you take a man named Murphy, he represents Detroit. Something happens, something horrible happens to him, and people with money try to change him into a shinier, different version of someone that is always existing, someone that is always there. Detroit has always been Detroit. Horrible things have happened to it, and there have been shiny things built upon it, but no matter what, Detroit has always been Detroit. And the fact that people are coming around to it now and thinking positively about our city doesn't change the fact that it should have always been thought about positively, because it's always been there.
Okay.
So that's why I think the correlation, the metaphor of Murphy and Detroit rings so much stronger now than ever.
Okay.
So.
He's thought about it way more than I have. But that makes a heck of a lot of sense.
And it looks like we brought some of your kid teammates over here with you in the studio today. Why don't you go ahead and introduce us to our kids team?
All right, this is Brutal Duckling, Sweet Poison, Rainbow Dash, Diamond Dagger. This is one of our referees in training, Wolverine, and Belladonna.
Very cool. Welcome to the set. Appreciate it.
Robbie's role, she plays the adopted daughter in the show, and she's the one that kind of brings the family together whenever there's fights or people are unhappy. And you could say that she's the smartest in the family.
And as you can see, we have a cast of characters here on the set as promised. We have the 501st Legion here. Tell me a little bit about yourself, Kevin, and a little bit more about what the 501st is.
Certainly. I'm Kevin Johnson. I am a member of the 501st Legion, which are the bad guys of the Star Wars universe. I'm also a member of the Rebel Legion, which is a separate group, but they are the good guys.
Okay.
Each state is divided up into different types of chapters. So I'm here representing the Great Lakes Garrison, which is a chapter of the 501st, and also the Great Lakes Base, which is a chapter of the Rebel Legion. What we have here is we have Mike May, who's in our Stormtrooper there. We have Lauren Liss, who's our Jedi Master. We have Mike Leica, who is our Snowtrooper. And then we have Chris Blackstock here, who's our Chewbacca. And of course, we have R2-D2 here.
I will contort my body through this bracket.
You got one arm through. And he's kind of got a second arm
There
through.
we go. This is not an act for kids to try at home.
Yes, again, do not try this at home. And he's got it through the shoulders, which I imagine is not easy.
That's one of the difficult parts.
If you take a look where he is now, you can see there's literally zero space around where he just had his arm through.
You can actually try to put your fingers if you want.
There's nothing getting between you and that racket, that's for sure. Definitely the most animated act we've had on the spotlight thus far.
This is where Christopher second guesses those donuts he just had.
Moment on the lips, lifetime on the hips. Okay, and now this is the last and most difficult part. It's at the hips. Okay.
Unbelievable.
Watch it there, Shakira.
I was gonna say. Unbelievable. A regular standard tennis racket through and around a human being is unbelievable. Congratulations. Thank you for the show.
You should see what he can do with a ping pong paddle.
Out behind the water, stretched his name into the sand. There's no time now to pretend, hanging on to half this generation's dead. Summer with no batteries, too strong now to see the end. Twist and shout, all for what it's worth to me. Teenage mental alchemy. All of the boys are heading out, making their plans to
Well, we've had lots of awesome stuff, as you can see, from this past year. And I have to say, even though it's the most recent, I think having those Star Wars guys in was one of my favorite things.
Oh, yeah. Once again, thank you to the 501st and all the guests and musical performers that we had right here on the Spotlight. Thanks again for taking time out of your busy schedules to come and meet with us. We had such a great time over this past year.
And we have a little something special coming up soon, too, right, Nick?
That's right. After the break, we will go over some of our favorite moments of all time. You're not going to want to miss it. Stick around. There's more Spotlight Birthday Edition coming right up.